Chief Executive Officer at Top of the Line Healthcare Staffing. I am a native of New Jersey. I've been a resident in North Carolina for 20 years. I have an amazing husband and 5 beautiful children.
Thank you all for attending this extraordinary event, and tonight we are taking the time out to thank our nurses for all the care they have provided to all the patients, friends, and families. We dedicate this night to celebrate your commitment, your compassion, your perseverance to providing top-of-the-line health care to all patients.
Say breakthroughs in the room.
Breakthroughs in the room.
It's yours if you want it. Anticipating.
Patient always has worse going on than you do. They always have more going on than you do. And if you look at it like that, you will understand that compassion comes automatically.
Went ahead, you apply for your EIN, you got that first with your company name, and you go to the state level to apply, and it's no longer available. Now you have to do additional paperwork just to try to get everything balanced, right?
We are doing a Make the Call to Get the Client challenge. It's a 5-day challenge, and I want you to be a part of it. If you are a healthcare staffing owner and you are suffering with getting clients, hospitals, nursing homes, whatever your niche is, whatever.
We adore each other. We love being with each other, right?
No, I adore it. I enjoy it. I love it.
I don't know what you're going through, but we stopped by to tell you that what's in front of you is bigger than what's behind you. Your destiny, your promise, your future. You might as well shout before you get it, because God sent me here to tell you that what he has for you is gonna be big. That it's my season.
That it's my season.
You ought to declare that over your own life. Say, I believe.
I believe.
Go, and you want that person to have that integrity, that professionalism when the door is closed, because that's what matters. Is diabetic or you're diabetic, it's a chance that you might lose some type of sensation in your feet. So you always want to touch the water when you get in any type of bath water, when you're immersing yourself in like a jacuzzi or anything.
So how do you see your journey from that point in time till now, and what is it now that you are aiming for? What is it that you seek for yourself?
So right now, I'm just seeking to touch medical professionals nationwide, because, accountability kicks in, and that is what we have with our medical professionals. We make sure they are all of that when the door is closed. So
that's awesome. And
that matters the most with your family, your health, and your happiness. You have to choose happiness over anything. And my husband, I love him when I say, look, you happiness over anything. All right. Hello, family. How are you now? If somebody has a question, right? If you had a chance to ask somebody who's generated a lot of money in a short amount of time,
a question, one question. If you got in the room with this person, you asked this question and it was free, completely free to you, what would the question be? All right. So let's get to it, y'all. This is 15-minute live Q&A with your CEO 3 times, the real Alisa Applewhite. I am the real Alisa Applewhite, your CEO 3 times. And we are going to get to it. Why do we go live Monday through Friday, y'all? It's simple. People keep asking me questions, and you can because it's free. Ask me a question. I consult business owners, specifically healthcare staffing owners, on how to run a successful 7-figure healthcare staffing business. So keep asking me the questions, keep DMing me, and people ask me questions about relationships, general business. They ask me questions about their family. Relationships. Yeah. So just ask the question, right? It's free. It's free. Okay. Ask the question and I will answer it live. All right. So let's get to it. The question for today is, what are healthcare staffing contract with nurses? Okay. So what are healthcare staffing contracts with nurses? This can go 2 ways. So I think I split it into 2 ways. So someone asked the question, what are healthcare staffing contracts with nurses? You're going to get three things on what I think it is. All right. So the first thing, it's an agreement. All right. So hold on. Let's get this on the clock. 15 minutes on the clock. There we go. All right. So it is an agreement. All right. Now, it is agreement between the agency and it is agreement between the medical professional, right? So the nurse. And that agreement can go in so many forms, okay? So it is literally saying, hey, if you work for me, this is what we're going to pay you. This is the information that you have to do. This is the stuff you have to abide by. A lot of contracts or applications, they're taking out the non-compete clause. If you look in the research of healthcare staffing for sure, or healthcare, they're taking out the non-compete clause to allow people to apply for jobs quicker than waiting for that 3 months, 6 months, or a year after leaving that job. So like, for example, if you work for a job and you do like a subcontractor job for somebody, right? So say if you are a healthcare nurse and you work for Favorite Healthcare Staffing, right? And you work at Wake Med Hospital. Now, all of a sudden, you don't want to work at Favorite Healthcare Staffing anymore, but you want to work at Wake Med Hospital. So in the past, they will literally say to you, you have to wait 3 months, 6 months, or a year before you can work there based on our contract. Now, some states are making the law where you don't have to wait that long anymore. As soon as you leave that employer, you can now go work at that facility. So if you were at Favorite Healthcare Staffing and now you want to work in Wake Med Hospital, then you don't have to wait 3 to 6 months. You can leave Favorite and go to Wake Med Hospital. Now, this depends on the state you live in. Okay, so if you want to know what states that are going against have actually wiped out the non-compete clause, then look that up for sure, because I don't want to get anybody in trouble. I know this is state specific, and they are voting. They are voting in different states to get this clause completely out of contracts, so people are able to work where they need to work. And it's almost like monopolizing medical professionals to say, hey, for 3 to 6 months, if you don't work for me, you can't work for nobody else. Right. It's pretty much that. Right. And at the end of the day, everybody's goal should be, if you don't work for me, as long as you're taking care of patient, I reached the goal that God has sent for me and I'm good. Okay. I've always had that attitude. And I think that's why we've been so successful in business, because of having that attitude of, it's not about me, it's about the patients. Are they still taking care of patients? Whether they making me money or not, are they still taking care of patients? All right. So
What are healthcare staffing contracts with nurses? It's an agreement. It's an agreement between the facility and it is an agreement between the medical professional. Now, the second thing, it is in the form of an application. So most people probably don't know this, but anytime you fill out an application, you are agreeing to that particular company that, hey, what I put on this application is correct. What I put on this application is right. And then they say, all right, let me review this application. They then give you something called an offer letter. Okay. So when they give you this offer letter, that offer letter is saying, hey, we have reviewed your application. Sometimes the offer letter, especially in healthcare staffing or in any healthcare hospital, nursing home, it'll say, this offer is given to you on contingent of you passing your background check or your drug screen or any of the other additional records we need for you. So it's saying, hey, we want to offer you $50 an hour as a nurse. But if your background check comes back and says, you don't qualify, this offer does not stand. If your drug screen comes back and is dirty, then this offer does not stand. If your documents come back and you don't have the appropriate document prior to the start date, this offer does not stand. So when I think of contracts with nurses, when it comes to healthcare staffing, for sure, I think of the application process. So it's an exchange, right? So the application is the medical professional giving me the contract as the healthcare staffing owner. And then in exchange of them giving me that contract, that application contract, then now I'm giving them an offer letter to seal the deal, plus whatever other requirements that they have. So when I think about what are healthcare staffing contracts with nurses, I think of it as the application basis, right? So in any industry, and I can't speak for every industry, that is usually the process. You do an application, they give you an offer letter, or some people, they won't give you an offer letter. They'll say, hey, we can pay you $20 an hour. Is that good? Right. And then you do the application already knowing how much you're going to get paid prior to negotiating. Right. So one of the statistics that always boggles me is that women are 74% less likely to negotiate the rate that's given to them compared to a man. So men are more likely than women to negotiate the initial rate that somebody gives to them. And that just, when I heard that, I was just like, so as a woman, when somebody gives me a rate, I have to speak up to it. That is not the final number, right? We have to negotiate it. So as women out here in this world, make sure that when somebody gives you a rate, don't feel like, that's the rate, that's it, that's the end all be all. Don't feel afraid to negotiate that rate. $1, $2, however much, based on however you feel. Now, when you are in healthcare, for as long as I've been in healthcare, you can negotiate your rate to whatever you want it to be, right? And you can decide whether you want to travel or whether you want to be a full-time staff or you rather be a healthcare staffing owner, right? Like you decide on that rate because your body be tired, okay? So I say all this to say, women, please negotiate your rates. It's okay to negotiate your rates without being demanding, angry, ill, unprofessional. You can just simply say, I know you're offering $20 an hour, but I've been doing this for 20 years and I really need to be about $45 an hour. Like that will work fine for me and my family financially. And they'll let you know, we can't do 45, but we can do 37, right? And it's totally up to you to take it, depending on whatever career you're in. But no matter what position you're in, negotiate your rate, women. I said 74% less likely to negotiate their rate compared to a man. A man's like, you ain't give me that. Like, give me another rate. So stand up for yourselves. Please stand up for yourself in a professional way. All right. So what are healthcare staffing contracts with nurses? The next thing we got is 1099 or W-2 agreement. So the reason why I put 1099 or W-2 agreement is because when you have a healthcare staffing agency, you can decide to have 1099 employees, which are
I did not say that. I apologize, IRS. 1099 subcontractors, because 1099s are not employees, okay? Any document that you have that they sign stating that they are an employee, you can get in trouble from the IRS. So make sure the 1099 says that I am a contractor, okay? So you can hire subcontractors, literally 1099 subcontractors, to work in your healthcare staffing agency. You don't pay taxes on them. Or you can hire a W-2 employee, and that is the person you pay taxes on. Now, the difference with a 1099 when it comes to travel contracts, if you are a traveler as a 1099, literally, I cannot give you tax-free money, right? Because you are a contractor for my company. But if you are a W-2 employee, I can give you tax-free money, which is considered a stipend, because you are an employee of mine that is going to work far from your home, and into one of the medical facilities that we staff. So the government says I can give you a little bit of tax-free money. Sometimes it'd be a lot of it, of tax-free money to help you along your journey as far as when it comes to eating and living in a place, like staying in a place close to that area so you can get back and forth to work, and the things that you need to help you do your job, okay? So when I think about contracts with nurses, I think about the 1099 subcontractor. That is a whole nother it's the same application, but it's a whole nother documentation for that. And then you have your W-2 agreement. And your W-2 agreement is literally somebody doing the application. And once they do the application, they want to do a contract with you and your clients. Now they sign an additional contract that literally says contract. So they can get the agreed amount of time and money and stuff that they agreed on. All right. So what are healthcare staffing contracts with nurses? Number one, it's an agreement. Number two, it's an application. And number three, it can be either 1099 or W-2. Y'all, as always, why do I call myself CEO 3 times? It's simple. Me and my husband had 3 companies, y'all. Literally, everybody's a CEO 3 times in their lives. So don't forget it. You are bossing your life, your community, right? So everybody's CEO in 3 times. The first company name is Top of the Line Healthcare Staffing, where we staff medical professionals in hospitals, doctors' offices, and nursing home. We have TOTLHS Heart of Gold Inc. This is our nonprofit. This is the baby that takes care of medical professionals. Then we have The Real Alisa Applewhite Consulting. This is our consulting company, right? Literally, we teach everyday people how to build a healthcare staffing agency from scratch, y'all. I want you to follow me on all social media platforms. Follow me on all social media platforms, The Real Alisa Applewhite. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel now, right? The Real Alisa Applewhite. Go subscribe. Y'all, we are coming up with a thing, okay? Where we are literally going to interview, and I still don't know what I want the name to be. It's going to probably be something crazy. But we are going to interview everyday medical professionals. All right. So if you are a CNA, if you are LPN, RN, if you are a doctor and you want to be interviewed, DM me on IG and we are going to interview you so you can get your story out, right? We have Beyond the Scrolls podcast where we talk to medical professionals and we actually talk to patients to get their experience. And that's about probably an hour and a half long. But we are going to be doing one-to-one with medical professionals, me and them. And we are going to interview them to see pretty much where they are and just hear about their experience, okay? So with that being said, y'all, I want you to make sure that if you are interested to DM me on IG, so we can get you on the interview list. If you know any medical professionals, please DM me so we can get them on the interview list. This is anybody that's already in healthcare, y'all. We want to spotlight you. I'm sorry, y'all. I love y'all if y'all not in healthcare. But we want to spotlight you. And we're also doing hairstylists, right? So hairstylists are people who know people in healthcare. They're part of healthcare because they're taking care of the hair. So we're doing holistic health people. So anything that falls in the line of healthcare, we want to interview you. It is time for you to shine. Like, I just feel like we don't get the spotlight enough, and I want to use my platform to spotlight you. All right. So as always, y'all, I absolutely love y'all. Go out, build a relationship with your creator, because God is amazing in every way. I don't care what's going on. God absolutely loves you. Like, go build a relationship. God, man, nobody loves you like God. God is the only one who can say breathe today. Nobody. Your mom, your spouse, or anybody can say breathe today, and then you wake up and you breathe. All right. So go out and build a relationship with God. God is absolutely amazing. God loves you. We got some shout outs in the room. We got SV Mohanson, and then we got Rob Favito. Hi there. He said, I'm watching your video from, hey, how you doing? Your girl internationally known. Da, 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 da. So, all right. So, we also have, we got Glammy Ed, the hair god, and the stylist in the room on our IG page. Thank you for watching. And then we got Stevenson 650 joint. Hey Queen, how you doing, bro? Thank you for watching. As always, y'all, I absolutely love y'all. Go out, build a relationship with God, because I promise you it will be the thing that sustains you when everything else goes south. Because things are going to go south, but you got to keep pushing. You got to keep going. Don't quit regardless of what. Keep going. All right, so here we go. A lot of people that you get access to in the business world, they give you information that you can utilize, you can execute. That's the thing about it. People don't want to execute. That's a good question. Why don't we execute, right? So you execute it and you gain some type of profit in your business for it. You have to gain some type of proximity to anybody that is on the next level, and hopefully they're making way more money than you, right? Their vision is huge, and it can be an inspiration from anyone that is making more money for you, right? Steve Harvey said this thing the other day on his show, and it hit me like a ball of bricks. I've heard this before, and it was, if you are the smartest person in the room, it is time to go to another room. And when you have proximity to people, you will find out that you are not the smartest person in the room when you get into the right rooms.